Well, hello there, everybody. It is Sunday night, and what Sunday night means is it's time for Tools with Souls and Tools with Tactics to do our live stream. And tonight on the docket, we are going to debate Makita, whether it's a professional grade tool or whether it's simply maybe a brand that is resting on its laurels, that has fallen out of the professional level and is now more akin to a DIYer homeowner type brand. Robert is going. Robert.
What's up?
He is going to take the position that it is a professional grade tool. I am going to take the opposing position. This is going to be a friendly debate back and forth. I will admit right off that I am I am in a disadvantaged position because most people, when they hear the word Makita, they associate it with a professional grade tool. My intent is not to change your mind. What I am going to do is simply lay out a few points to make you think. And if I make you think, then I will consider the night a success. And if I change your mind in the process, well, kudos to me. So we're going to give everybody a few minutes just to roll in, kind of get their feet wet. We don't want to hop right into it right now. What we are going to do, though, is here's the format for the debate. Robert is going to give his side, and I will do my best not to interrupt him as he is presenting it. Then I will give my side, doing his best not to interrupt me as we do this. And then we will have a healthy back and forth to see, or asking each other questions and being very friendly. We don't want to get into the yelling and screaming and carrying on that has been the typical debate style here on YouTube. We'd much rather just have a healthy back and forth, respect one another. We ask that you guys respect us as we are putting this out. There is a poll going on, as you can see. Is Makita a professional brand tool? No surprise to anybody right now. 86% of people say it is. Here's my question.
I got one question.
Go ahead.
If I stand up and you see my Elmo pajamas, do I get judged?
Just the fact that you have Elmo pajamas, you should be judged.
Dude.
So we're going to leave the poll going for about 30 minutes so that everyone has a chance to answer the poll. As the debate goes on, I will eventually take it down. I will take down the poll. And then at the end of the night, we'll reintroduce the poll, and we would ask that you guys change your mind. So, or change your mind, or if you feel the same, whatever. It's entirely up to you guys. There is no right, there is no wrong answer. It's your personal opinion. So, is everybody clear on the ground rules for tonight?
Hey, aren't you the guy that got fired from the Tickle Emma factory for getting in 2 testicles?
Okay, that's why you're a Makita user. Because you're thinking of testicles right off. I say we're going to be respectful. You start talking about testes and Elmo. And the fact that you're wearing Elmo pajamas and wanting me to touch your testes, that says a lot about you, my friend.
It's just a testicle.
Rodney Widger, Branson, Missouri. How the heck are you? I'm just thinking about you, Robert, and how impressive it was. You guessed my thumbnail so quickly. When it comes to professional wrestling history, I would say there are probably very few wrestlers after the 1950s you can put on there that I probably wouldn't know who they are right away. BW, you want to change our mind. We know that at Tools with Souls. BW, it is not about changing your mind. I want to make you think. I want to challenge your preconceived notions of what Makita is, but we don't, without getting into the debate side of it right now, because we're waiting for people to trickle in and whatnot. So let's do that. Robert, how are you feeling before we jump in?
I think my voice is maybe halfway back to normal now. I don't know. This morning, man, it was pretty bad this morning. I'm doing pretty good though. You're not talking about me being sick. You're talking about how am I feeling about the stream, aren't you?
No, I'm asking about your physical well-being.
Oh,
Your mental well-being will be significantly damaged after tonight because I am going to kick your ass. There's just there's no two ways about it. There's my foot and your ass are going to meet tonight. So we got 23 people watching. Your voice sounds fine to me.
all right.
All right. So why don't you kind of give everyone your side as to how you feel about Makita?
All right. So just real quick, volume's not too loud. Everything's good.
You're great.
Cool. Man, most of my professional career, more than half of it was with Makita. Skipped DeWalt, skipped the whole NICAD thing, went straight into Makita, and used them until 2011. And then, yes, I did switch to Milwaukee, but they're still professional level. I mean, I was drilling granite when their D handle. I think the thing was still brushed. This was before brushless tools even came out when I switched. Brushed D handle SDS drill, 9/16. Drilled through granite on the side of a building, 30 stories in the air. They're capable. So it's enough said. I mean, it's still professional grade in my eyes. It's still professional grade.
Okay.
And also, it depends what you're doing. If you're a plumber and you're cutting PVC most of the time, or you're not always doing whatever you need a lot of power with, their drills can drill through 2x4s with a 3-inch bit just as good as anything else.
Okay. Is that's going to be your entire argument?
Not exactly. Okay. I mean, I did switch from them, but they're still professional. I don't know.
Okay. Rodney, if you want, you can just call me Souls, and you can call him Robert. You can call me TGO, which stands for the Great One, if you would like. Whatever, as long as you don't call me Bob. Some people go with
tactics. It don't matter.
Yeah, it's all good. So here is the outline, the foundation for my argument against Makita being a professional grade line. We both know that the trades right now are dominated by two names, Milwaukee and DeWalt. And I mean dominated here in the U.S., which is the only area that I have any experience with. We've both been on the job site. We both know that those are the two names that you are most likely to see when out in the field. Also, when you look at the technology, just in the batteries, everybody loves to talk about the batteries of Makita. They're 18650 cells. They have not even ventured into 21700 cells. They haven't even begun to dream about lithium pouch cell batteries. Those are the future. The 21700 cells are the present. The present everybody should have. And for the most part, most professional level tools have batteries with 21700 cells. Even homeowner grade tools are having batteries with 21700 cells. We know that within the next year, Milwaukee and Ryobi and Rigid are all going to have batteries with lithium pouch cell batteries. Those are TTI. DeWalt already does. The new player in the game, which is Flex, already has multiple sizes of lithium pouch cell batteries. When you talk about the power and the performance of a tool, Milwaukee, DeWalt, Flex, Metabo have all surpassed the power of Makita long ago. In 8 years ago, if you were on the job site, Makita would have been the main player. You would have looked around, you would have seen Makita everywhere. It is not that way before. Professionals are telling us that they have moved away from Makita, and that has knocked Makita down. So they're not keeping up with technology. They are not able to perform at the power. They're not being innovative. Their best thing that they have done lately, the only thing, Justin Evans, the only thing that Makita has done lately is introduce 18-volt tools and make their counterpoint a 36 and a 40-volt tool that are the exact same specs. That is not innovation to me. That is a company that has long since passed the point where you can look at them and say, without a reasonable doubt, they're professional level. To me, they are not. So, with that being said, we're going to do the debate. We're going to go back and forth. We're going to be respectful. I'm going to take a note that right now it's about 70 to 30. Makita as a professional grade tool, so I have an uphill battle to climb. So we're going to... Oh, Ted McDonald, you're leaving already? It's not playing in the U.S. market. Yeah, that's this problem when 40% of all tool sales happen in the U.S.
Where's Ted going?
I don't know. But thanks for being here, Ted. We appreciate you. Benjamin Leslie, so imagine how much worse Makita is. I think that's in response to somebody else. I'm a farmer, and my go-to cordless is the right blade cordless 36-volt cordless. Corded is the magnesium 7 1/4 circ saw. That's great. Roberta and Rob, that's funny. TGO it is. Thank you very much, Queefer Sutherland. Ryobi is more professional grade than Makita. I like this. Milwaukee is good but overpriced. And Bossman 277 actually responded to me earlier, and I said, hey, just come with an open mind. We're going to have a healthy debate. I think you'll enjoy it. Please, I hope you stay and listen to the points. We're not, like I said earlier, we're not going to get into the back and forth, trash each other, insult one another. Robert and I are friends. I consider him a close personal friend as we talk every day. And I think that as adults, we should be able to just have a conversation. And at the end of the day, these are tools, folks. There are more serious things going on in your life to worry about where you don't need to dig in and go, like I was going to say a jackass, but I was trying to be nice. Just listen. You guys get to decide who wins at the very end. And we're going to go from there. So with that being said, and CP the pizza addict, what up, guys? CP the pizza addict, woo! Cody Brown is a big DeWalt lover. He loves it. I used to like Makita until they shut out all the Dolmar saws. Now I hate them. I'm with you. That Howie was leaving. Oh, I don't know. Framer, not farmer. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. Cajun Coin Hunter. Hey, mon ami. Thank you for being here, Cajun. Makita is focused on the EU and Australia. Makita, yeah, we're going to get into that. I mean, you're leaving almost half of the tool market behind. So did everyone say they were... Why are they making a worm drive style saw a few years back, and now all we want to know is who copied it best? Okay. East Coast Ken, great to have you here. By the way, East Coast Ken, that's LNR Rides. If you guys have not subscribed to East Coast Ken, this is his new channel. He's taking things in a brand new way, And we support East Coast Ken, so I think you guys should support East Coast Ken as well. Makita is still all right. Joshua Brown. So is XGT professional? They have 21700 cells. Is the argument only for the LXT line? No, it's all Makita. We're going to get into it. Been using Makita for years, and I still love them. My business partner uses Milwaukee, and I do not like any of them the way they feel in my hand. That's probably the best argument Makita's ever had. Is they have good ergonomics, but I have very large hands, and they suck for me. Tactics, I might have to call you Akeem or One Man Gang. Sorry, it's a wrestling fan in me. No worries. All right. No worries, East Coast, man. Ken, you're a good guy. And he was a Marine. All the more reason to support East Coast Ken. DeWalt all day. Flex Volt was the best innovation ever. Oh, I like that. I like that thought. Mid-Atlantic Tools. Hello, all. Can't wait to hear pros and cons on this. All right. By the way, Mid-Atlantic Tools, another one of our favorite channels out there. Go check him out. All right. Go ahead.
All right, let's start with the batteries.
Sure.
Yeah, so you got 21.7s on the newest line. The original line, the LXT is it's older. They're still making tools for it, so you can appreciate a company that's going to continue to make tools for your line when they come out with a different line. Man, they get the job done. I wouldn't say they're not professional. Maybe you should have chose a different. That's why you're going to lose this battle.
I am not.
Yeah,
I am not, because you're actually doing a very fine job of pointing out some of the things that I can attack Makita on. So
yeah,
Pete,
we're talking about every aspect of it, right? So we're looking at the batteries, because that's what decides my tool line.
How long did it take them? How long did it take them to come out with 21700 cells in their batteries?
Look, everyone's got bad marketing. Everyone's got bad tactics. Take Flex, for example. Terrible.
Well, okay, I'll agree with you. Flex's marketing stinks.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that about Milwaukee. I certainly would not say that about DeWalt.
I'm not. Times are changes, man. They might just be terrible out there now. They announced a track saw a freaking year and a half ago. We only
Milwaukee. I actually announced their track saw before they did.
All around, I think everyone's kind of circling. I think the whole pandemic thing really just screwed everybody up. Maybe not a good excuse for Makita, because they've been messed up for quite some time. We're talking about the batteries here. We're not talking about the 12-volt line. We're talking about their batteries right now.
Well, wait. Why aren't we talking about their underperforming 12-volt line or their very poor subcompact line?
Not yet. We're talking about the batteries. So,
okay, go ahead.
So there's the first to the market with lithium-ion.
Great. That was how long ago?
2007, 8.
Oh, so 15 years.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
That battery still works today, though. I don't have
so do the Ryobi
batteries of any other company that still work.
Okay.
That's 15 years old.
I can bust out like some old Brigid from like 2002 that have NiCad batteries that haven't reached their charge life yet, and they still work. The new tools still work on the same battery platform. I don't think that would qualify it as a Benjamin Leslie. I don't think that would qualify it one way or another as a professional level tool. Are they innovative in their battery tech? Or were they innovative 15 years ago? And we're hearkening back and saying 15 years ago, Makita was the brand to have. They were the ones to do this. And now they're falling behind. Do you disagree that Makita is falling behind in battery technology?
I think amp for amp, I think they're still lighter than a DeWalt standard 18650.
Uh, what about a lithium pouch cell?
Don't. I mean, there's not two brands that have that right now.
Oh, but Milwaukee also announced that they're doing lipo starting
They
next
also
year,
announced the flex saw though.
and they
I'll
delivered.
hold my
I
breath
mean,
and I'll wait for Milwaukee.
but
Well,
they
all
did
these other
deliver
great
that,
tools come out, so then I get
and you've
stuck
seen
on a
the patents.
brand. They keep selling me tools that I got to keep buying, but the batteries aren't here yet. And then you got this great tool, and by the time the batteries come out, guess what? They come out with another tool. So your 2804 is just fine. All right, back to Milwaukee. Makita.
Yeah, I can understand why you would want to deflect away from Makita not keeping up with battery technology. I mean, other companies had 21700 cells 4 or 5 years ago, and it took Makita till 2022. I mean, I can understand why you wouldn't want to take that position, that they're not keeping up with the battery technology. The fact that Makita's batteries are the most copied battery in the world tells you two things. One, they
It's
don't
safe.
perform that great. Two, they're the cheapest freaking thing to copy. Because if something else was easy to copy, all those other knockoff companies would be copying it.
I don't think so, man. You got companies like Greenlee that'll make a 10,000 psi crimper to crimps onto wire, and it'll have a Makita battery. Almost everything that you rent has a Makita battery based on reliability, and it goes back to that battery just always working. You don't have to worry about them. Their motors might be less power than the competition, and their motors cannot take high amperage. There's no point in making a 21700 cell for a motor that was designed 15 years ago because they don't have it's not going to be compatible with all their tools. It'll burn it up if you put lipo stacked in any of their tools. They smell like burning. They don't need it. They've got enough power to get the job done.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but
I'm reading the chat.
Bauer, Ryobi, Hercules. There are a number of low end tools that have the power to get the job done. If that's, I mean, honestly, when you look at it, is that the only qualifier you can have for them? They have batteries that are easy to copy, they have power that's enough to get the job done. If those are your only two qualifications, then you have to look at the Bauer line and say that that's a professional level tool. Hi, Juan Prats. You have to look at Bauer and say that's a professional level tool because their batteries are easy to copy and they have enough power to get the job done.
A year ago, someone said, what are you going to buy for reliability to take the job site? DeWalt.
What am I going to buy?
No, if someone had asked me, hey, what should I buy? Should I go with DeWalt or should I go with Milwaukee? And I'm looking to do whatever it might be. I would say that Makita's batteries are more reliable, and the tool just in general is just going to last longer. Probably because it is underpowered, like you're saying. But you're asking an electrician, so I mean, man, I'm screwing screws into things that are already threaded. 9/16 sockets, 3/8 bolts, nuts, washers, all that stuff. So the perspective is going to be off, just like. I'm not going to put words in your mouth. Go ahead.
So I'm going to say, so Shaka, don't get upset. I was not saying that Bauer and Hercules are professional grade tools. I was just using his example.
They won't stand up. That's the thing.
I was just using your examples as, well, it's got a battery and it'll get the job done. Those were your two examples. And I was saying in that case, then Bauer and Hercules would have to be considered professional grade because that is just enough. Right now, what is your, hi, big dog, what's going on, fellers? I don't know. We're just having a nice back and forth. So I mean, I haven't heard anything compelling yet that would make me say, yes, it's a professional grade tool, unless you're talking about 15 years ago, which in your example, they were the first ones to come out with lithium ion batteries. That was 15 years ago. Then 2022, they decide, well, we're going to go to 21700 cells in our batteries. I mean, innovation, no.
Well, they still work from 15 years ago.
Yeah, so do NiCad batteries from 2004. If you can find one, Shaka Gillis is here. Shaka Gillis has an old M12 Milwaukee hammer drill from back in the day.
I got some NiCads
from back in the day, and his drill still works, same batteries. So you can't, like, saying the battery will last. The thing is, when you go this long, that was a sad dichotomy. So sorry. When your best argument is saying that, well, the batteries still last from 15 years ago. Well, they're lithium ion. If you haven't charged them a number of times, I think they're good for 3,000 charges, give or take. If you haven't charged them to their charge limit yet, yes, they're still going to work. Are they going to deliver the power? The more you charge them, the less likely they are. Brandon, he wants me to know that Makita tools are so reliable, it's retarded. I haven't had any problem with any tool nor batteries, and no, Milwaukee came out with the pack. That's why they all had to pay royalties. Yes.
So there's some timing issues with that. Milwaukee's pack, what, they patented it 6 years before they made it?
I don't know.
Because it was 2007.
Okay.
And then 2011. So not 6 years, but yeah, there's something with the timing there, though. They were the first on the market with 18650s. I know that. I know they pay royalties to Milwaukee, but there's something going on there where they still did it first. They were out with it. I guess Milwaukee had a patent before then.
Milwaukee was the first one to have a patent on 18650 batteries going into power tools, which is why everyone has to pay them. So even in that regard, Makita fell behind.
Tracks all over again. It's yeah.
Okay. Makita may have been first to market with it, just as DeWalt was first to market with LiPo batteries, but they didn't develop it. They weren't the first ones to come up with it. That was actually Flex was the first ones to come up with it. It just happens to be that DeWalt beat them to the punch. They got it out first, which is great.
Right. Okay.
But so if like the battery technology, honestly, that's not that impressive to me, because now we are 2 generations past 18650 cells. We're moving into a completely different type of battery technology, and there's another one on the horizon that's going to be even better. So looking at the batteries and saying, well, their batteries still work. Like I said, and you know this because I've shown you, I have Black & Decker with the old cylinder batteries that you slam in. I can't remember what they're called, right? But they were the really long batteries that go in. They still run because they didn't reach their charge life yet. So I haven't charged and discharged them enough where those batteries are defective now. So to say that just the longevity of the battery matters, no. How many times are you going to the job site and you're going to do something and you have your choice? And this is just open, not to you in particular, but to the people in the audience as well. How many times you go into the job site, you're going to do something professional and you're going to grab a Makita, whereas you've got Milwaukee, DeWalt, Flex, Metabo, I'll throw Rigid in there, There are about 10 different companies that you can realistically grab. The best argument I saw was Brandon T saying, look at how extensive their line is. They have so many tools. It's literally everything. Yeah, they've got 27 different angle grinders, all with the same specs. To me, that doesn't say innovation. It just says, well, we made 27 different types of the same angle grinder and people will buy them because they've got a different model number on it. Bosch as well. Bosch. Yes. Thank you, Benjamin. Bosch is another one of those. Like I said, 8 to 10. So you go out there and you have your choice. Now, if you're looking for something where, maybe you're being paid by the hour and not by the job, I can see grabbing a Makita at that point, because it doesn't have the power, it doesn't have the speed, it doesn't have the performance to keep up with better, more professional grade tools here in the US. And if it doesn't have the power, the performance, the speed, the fact that they never go on sale or rarely ever go on sale, and when they do go on sale, it's not, it's just not enough to convince you to go for it. I bought a Kawasaki 4-tool set from Costco several years ago, and it was the biggest piece of junk ever. Sorry to hear that, Queefer. Rod, man, good to see you. Time saved pays for a new tool, and for me, it's time to upgrade to the next model anyways. Well, Boss Man, I see where you're coming from. That even if you take their top of the line stuff, Torque Test Channel literally just took probably the best tool in that new 40 volt line, which is the impact wrench. They tested it against an 18 volt tool, and it wasn't that much better than the existing 18 volt tool. And it was like $130 more. So are you, like, when you look at that $130 for what, maybe 6% better, whereas you have other companies that are bringing out new tools in that 18 volt line that save you on weight, save you on cost, but can deliver the same type of power and performance as the Makita 40 volt line. And let's not even talk about the 40 volt hammer drill, which doesn't even perform as well as their 18 volt hammer drill. You look at the Makita, you go back and forth on it. Is it professional or is it nostalgia? Like for me, the Makita line, when I see people talk about it, it's more based on nostalgia. That doesn't mean that it doesn't work. They work. But they're remembering the Makita that was the innovator, the leader in the technology, the leader down the line, not what they are today. What they are today is a company that has fallen behind several other tool brands. And by falling behind, I mean power, performance, price.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I've yet to break one. I've had probably 32 different Makita tools. 15 different batteries. They just don't. They don't break. They just don't. I don't think anyone has a broken Makita. Yes. They never break. They last forever.
Yeah, I mean,
and for me, that's not a good point for me because I want something new. So what I ended up doing, that's why I had so many Makitas, was because I wanted the next thing. Every year come out, I get the new one. But man, you see stuff now that the DeWalt's always break. I mean, just everything breaks that you see nowadays. Everything.
Yeah. So again, Big Dog is saying that you go overseas and you'll see Makita everywhere. Okay. Let's address that. So with Makita being everywhere overseas, why is that? Well, because there are, it's harder to get DeWalt and Milwaukee in foreign countries. The supply isn't there because DeWalt and Milwaukee both focus on the U.S. market, the largest tool buying market in the world. Ironically enough, that's where they focused. So that's where they send them. 40% of all tools sold in the world are sold right here in the United States. All tools sold right here in the US. So if Makita, yeah, they have to make those inroads in those other countries. That's not saying that that makes them a professional level tool here in the US. And I admitted this in the beginning. The availability in foreign markets is much greater than it is here in the United States. That's why they can make those inroads. That's why they have to go over, because here in the US, when they were available and they went head to head against the DeWalts, the Makitas, or the Milwaukees rather, the Bosch, the Metabos, what have you, people were buying those other tools at a better price point that delivered the same power or better, the same performance or better, that were more readily available. Where can you go buy Makita right now?
Home Depot and a lot of HD supply houses.
Mm-hmm. Are they sold at Ace?
No. They're rented at Ace.
Okay, that's great. Are they sold at Lowe's?
Wait, are they sold at Ace? No, they're not. No, Lowe's.
Okay. Are they sold at, and you might not know this, are they sold at Menards?
Probably not.
Okay. So of the top seven hardware stores in the United States, how many of them carry Makita?
All I can tell you is they got a track saw.
So does Ryobi, so does Masterforce.
They're not professional.
Why not? Can a professional use them on the job? Because if our only qualification is a pro can use them to make money with,
a pro can use anything to make money. That's what makes a pro a pro. A pro right. Professional would be something that you can take on the job site, fling it in the back of your truck. Oh crap! It rained. I forgot to pull it out of my truck. It gets wet. It's still good. You take it, you fling it on the counter, you say, "Hey, I need a new one of these because I effed up," and they return it for free or whatever, warranty it, whatever. It's not going to break down. You can use it as a hammer. You can use it as a stool if you have to. You can have all the sheetrock dust caked on it. You can do multiple cuts without heating up. That's what a professional tool is.
Okay. How many tool brands can do that?
There's not very many.
DeWalt?
For the most part, if you look at everything DeWalt's got, there's not a lot. They got a lot of tools. There's not a whole ton of tools that will stand up to the abuse. By
the way, Big Dog, you're making my point for me. Thank you. Keep going. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
Even a select few of Milwaukee, like man, everything that
we're not talking about the exception.
The exception.
Yeah, the rule. Can Milwaukee tools stand up on the job site?
Yeah.
Can DeWalt tools stand up on the job site?
Yeah.
Bosch.
The corded, yeah, the corded. Bosch, pretty solid. I think of the Bosch as a homeowner grade.
Bosch and Makita are pretty well aligned with one another. Both make great inroads in foreign countries. Both are known kind of for their form factor. Both have tools that don't deliver the same power as DeWalt and Milwaukee. So if Bosch is a homeowner grade DIY level tool for you, then and they perform, actually they're cheaper for the most part than your Makita, then you're making my point for me that Makita is in that same category. Because Bosch will last a good long time.
But if Bosch is in the same category as Makita, that explains a lot.
Bosch has a track saw.
In the same category as Makita. Hey, chat. Bosch and Makita, what's superior?
We're 40 minutes in, so I'm going to end the poll Poll right now is 70-30. Don't worry, folks. I'll try to redo the poll here in a little bit. Bosch is pro level. Brandon T right there. Amish fellas still making it different with different degrees of innovation. Jamie, true, very true. Yeah, that's the only stores you can get rigid. You can get Makita at Tractor Supply. Robert, you can't stand by rigid and call Makita crap, dude. You're out of your tree. Whatever.
You're out of your tree. I didn't see that comment. Where is it? I missed it.
It's Big Dog.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
The cute thing about Big Dog is he thinks the only thing I own is rigid. It's cute. I have them all, folks. Actually, the only one I don't really have of the big ones is Bosch.
Hey, so just so we're clear, we're talking about cordless.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bosch has the cool mini chainsaw, right? Steel has an excellent mini chainsaw. I'm just going to say that. I don't know what Bosch has. I know that Bosch has a wide variety of tools, but very limited supply here in the U.S. And I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Bosch is like, if not the biggest, then one of the biggest tool manufacturers in the world.
Yeah, everyone's getting mixed up with Bosch. It's corded, but Bosch makes some of the best stuff. There's no doubt about that. Cordless. We're talking about cordless. The Pro Core is the battery. The Pro Core is
yeah. Yes, and actually
acceptable, but not on the same level as Makita.
I don't know. Have you seen that new saw of theirs?
The new one, yeah. They come out with that crap. I haven't used
it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crap because you haven't used it yet.
No, what is it called?
And by the way, the XDT 13 actually outperforms the XDT 16 from Makita. Just to make sure everybody knows that. It's been tested. It's been shown every single time for 13. Yeah, the XDT 13, the one I own, outperforms the XDT 16.
But
and Hilti, how can we forget Hilti? Thank you, Benjamin Leslie. How can we forget Hilti? I mean, of all the brands that are out there that can easily go head to head with Makita, Hilti is probably the closest, and Hilti is a step up from Makita.
I don't know. It is now.
This Big Dog he's all kinds of upset. I said come to this with an open mind, and definitely not an open mind. He's like, the XDT 16 is not the new one, fool. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Hey, we can insult each other. Let's go for stupid. All right. I have two very nice Bosch compound miter saws. Fanboys use Milwaukee, pros use Makita. Jason Rasmussen, I'll be honest with you, I've been on many, many, many job sites. I've worked with literally probably 10,000 different contractors. The only guys that ever used Makita were low volt guys and, dudes that were a little light in the loafers. And German Metabo and Metabo HPT outperform Makita. It's just true. I have the 36 volt Metabo HPT hammer drill, and it does. Frankly, you guys saw me a week or so ago use it to defeat the Milwaukee. So, and Christopher Curry, Metabo nail guns are the real deal. I don't have nail guns. I use pneumatic nail guns. I don't use cordless.
I gave up on cordless nail guns.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
The pros on the job site are telling us Makita ain't that It's not a professional grade.
Not so
It's
much a
not
pole
a
code.
professional line. They may use one or two items for Makita, but that is by no means the vast majority of what they're using on the job site today. Go to the job site, Hilti, Milwaukee, DeWalt, all easy to find. You can go to any job site, and I guarantee you're going to find at least one, if not all three. And that's just the truth, is it not?
Makita.
So you go to every job site and you find Makita. Is that because you're bringing it?
No, you're gonna see Makita at any job site. Any job site you go to, you're still gonna see Makita.
I believe I did the solar for 3 years. In 3 years, I saw one Makita tool, and it was a flashlight. Literally, as a Cobalt fan, I can admit what most don't want to. There's always going to be a brand that one-ups our favorite brand, sometimes more than just one brand one-ups ours. But it's mine, and I enjoy it. Hey, yeah. To me, I don't care what color the tool is. If it gets the job done, I am all in favor of it. The problem that we have here is when you're talking about Makita, everyone goes back to years ago. No one talks, or very few talk about today.
Yeah, so they're 36-volt rear handle.
I'll be honest with you, big dog. I would use Hyper Tough to do solar before I would use Makita, because Hyper Tough is just as powerful. Take that.
You got a Hyper Tough?
If you're gonna get stupid, yeah. Of course, I have Hyper Tough.
You should run that on your next one.
I'll be honest with you. I can't. That might be the one brand that I have that Makita stands a chance against. I mean, you've literally. I've shown it losing. I have shown Makita losing to Bauer, of all things. It's not even in the same class as far as like their subcompact line. I'll tell you honestly, the 12-volt line from Makita is absolute trash.
It's a nightmare. Yeah, it's not good.
It's trash.
But you know what?
Their subcompact line.
We probably don't even want to talk about the 12-volt line right now, because what you're going to say, no 18, no 21/700s.
They're high output. They're high output for.
Yeah, there's no high line. Man, Milwaukee only just
been around for 5 years. 4 years.
Yeah,
4 years.
So Milwaukee only just started doing that, and they couldn't even fit it into their own tool. They had to put it on the bottom of the battery. So we're not going to talk about 12-volt and how
Makita was the first to rush the market on the 12-volt, and they have been outperformed by.
Oh man, it's so bad, dude. I returned that set. The 12-volt Makita is bad. It's bad. No one needs to buy that. Yeah, I'm defending Makita, but I can't defend the 12-volt line. It is terrible.
That's true. And what about their subcompact line? How's that do?
So you're gonna win. You're gonna win this portion of the debate. The subcompact's pretty bad.
Yeah. So it's only some of the Makita tools that are like professional level. Is that what you're saying? Go ahead.
Do you really think of professional as subcomp? Well, yeah, because you got the Atomic series. So yeah, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's so clearly the subcompact and the 12-volt. Everything else they got.
Oh, really?
And they still hold up. They're not going to burn up or anything. They're just not powerful.
So which one's more powerful? Is it their 40-volt hammer drill or their 18-volt hammer drill?
Their 18 volts pretty strong.
Okay.
I think the 18 volt was stronger, wasn't it? On all the stats? Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was.
Which one was on paper supposed to be stronger, though?
Which one's using 15-year-old battery technology?
I think both of them are using They're
No,
both
right.
running
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
8650s. So
you're saying though about the batteries though. You're saying they haven't changed anything in 15 years.
no, my belief is that when it comes to Makita, instead of making one really great tool line, they say we'll make multiple mediocre tool lines. 36, 40 volt, 18 volt, 12 volt, none of which are great.
Yeah, I can't speak about the market on the 40. I don't know what they're thinking on that. They do have some pretty nice sliding miter saws,
Thank you, Jay.
and
God is in the audit. Is the audience to your thoughts? Thank you.
yeah, 12 volt. Brinkman. This thing here.
Yeah.
This one here.
The 850.
Yeah, that's a solid subcompact offering, especially this thing is so small, man. I got rid of my 12 volt because it was if you laid them on top of each other, the 12 volt was actually longer. It was like that much shorter and half an ounce heavier. I mean, that thing's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm. And Big Dog, if you honestly want to go with the 12 volt rigid line, if you watch, I actually did a video. This will break your heart because I know you're a little whiny bitch. But if you go watch 10 worst rigid tools, number 1 was the entire 12 volt line. Boo-hoo. Suck it up, Buttercup. All he's got are stupid little pot shots because he ain't got the brain power to figure out an actual fundamental argument.
Yeah, I don't have any 40 myself.
Yeah. No, wait. How often have you seen the 40 volt line on the job site? Go ahead.
I have not seen a 40 volt tool with my own eyes yet, and I go on 20 job sites a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, some of them might be, a customer's house or something, home or whatever it is, but at least 6 to 7 a day are high rises. I probably see 40 different job sites a week. I do see Makita still. But no, I'm not. I haven't seen any 40 at all. I think that was a mistake. I think I can't help what these companies do with their marketing. I don't understand the 40.
Maybe they should just run to 18 volts and be like, hey, this is our new, more professional, more powerful line.
Yeah, so that's where they shine. All of the 36 volt tools with the same batteries that the consumer already owns. They're all very professional.
Mm-hmm. How expansive a line is it? The 36.
Eight tools. You got the chainsaw. You got a mower's not really professional. You got about 8, I think. Right?
I have no idea.
They got a vacuum. They got an awesome sliding miter saw with one rail. Whole thing just slides forward. And the rail is forward already, so you just pull the blade towards you. So it's flat against the wall.
Yeah, I like what J.E. said. They were the first to come out with it, and he feels comfortable with them. Thinks they know the tech. I get it. Cleans their 40 volt hand tools are just supposed to make it easier for contractors to use their massive 40 volt tools to have only one battery platform. So when I was out in the field and doing this professionally, I always looked at the power to weight. And the heavier a tool was, the more wear and tear it had on my body. Now, some tools you want to have very heavy. An SDS rotary hammer, you do want to have it on the heavier side. You do want to have a jackhammer being very heavy because that weight will absorb some of the impact and it'll make it easier on your body. Button drills, impact drivers, no, you don't want weight. Weight is actually a negative thing for you to have on your body because it does do damage to your shoulders. It does do damage to your arms, your hands, and your knees as well. Just if you're using a tool properly, you're using your entire body. So having something that is extremely heavy is a negative. That 40-volt line, is it light? You don't know.
No.
Okay.
No, we're seeing the weight of it. No, it's not light. It's 40 freaking volts.
Ed,
It's
the old tech guy, is here.
It's like a OPE, outdoor power equipment battery on your freaking.
Oh, I agree. I agree. I don't personally. I like to keep the smallest possible battery I can on everything, and I'm more than willing to change out a battery if I have to. You know, whether it's 2 or 3, it's great.
Yeah, I think it's a company that's got the mindset. You're not gonna want to hear this, but it's got the old school mindset where they're gonna try to keep with the same battery. They're gonna take care of their customers. They're gonna make sure they got a damn good product. They're gonna stand behind it. They know it's not gonna fail. And if it's not broke, why fix it?
Well, Ford moved away.
It's that overseas UK look or outlook on things that is not something that you get nowadays anymore. And I can appreciate a company. It's almost like you want to buy American because all the values and stuff. You know, you want to buy Makita because all the values of what they have, what they put into their products.
So does Ford still make a Model T?
No.
Why? It was reliable.
I don't
it
know.
lasts forever.
They'd probably sell it.
Yeah, it was reliable. It lasts forever.
Yeah.
No, things change. You know, they went to vehicles that had more power. They went to things that could drive further distances.
Yeah.
And why? Because they had to. Because their competition was smacking them in the face. So Ford had to innovate. They had to move away from that Model T. In the last 5-10 years, what's Makita done? They get smacked in the face because we both agree that at one time they were the predominant player on the job site.
All right, let's say you got a contract for Halliburton. You're going to go into Afghanistan. You're going to build houses. You got to pick between DeWalt or Makita.
I have to pick between DeWalt or Makita.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. And hell, you can even take the Power Snack if you want. We don't know if it's tried and true yet. It just came out. You got to pick one. What brand are you going to take?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I'm still going to take the DeWalt.
I wouldn't trust my life with DeWalt.
So you're thinking you're going over to Afghanistan and people are going to say, give me your Makita or give me death?
I mean, I'm just saying in general, I mean, you're not going to get the tools. It's going to take a month to get them back to you if something breaks. You got to have something that's going to be reliable. That's got to, you're going to get the job done. You're going to build it professionally.
Poor Ed is now, he's having a mental breakdown because he wants to say that the Makita impact wrench, they were literally talking about the compact impact wrenches. So there you go, torque test channel. There you go. Yeah. My bias is showing. No, here's the fact of the matter. Makita tools, because I have large hands, don't fit. If a tool doesn't fit,
it's still professional.
Wait, that's my fault. You asked me what I would take. Yes or no? You asked me what I would
Yeah,
take.
no, you're entitled to your opinion,
Okay.
by all means.
So, and I said I would take the DeWalt. Why can I take the DeWalt? Because the DeWalt still fits in my hand. The Makita doesn't. The DeWalt I know has the power and the performance that I can get the job done quicker than if I took a Makita. Are they available overseas? Yes. Are they available as openly as they are in the United States? No. But you said, am I taking with me? You didn't ask me if I'm buying over there. You asked me if I'm taking with me.
Well, you
And if I
can't buy
had
it
to
over
choose
there.
between the two, I'm taking with me the DeWalt's.
Right.
I probably would prefer taking Milwaukee.
Of course you would. I'm
Of
just
those two.
saying in general. We all know Milwaukee. You put that in a poll and it's the winner, and it could be underpants. I mean,
That's true.
yeah.
No, and by the way, I'll have I think Makita finished pretty well in my poll as to the most overrated.
Makita was overrated?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think Snap-on won. I think Milwaukee came in second. It's the only poll Milwaukee will finish second in. And then I think it was DeWalt or Makita. They were right there. Mark M. Makita handheld vac is better than rigid. My rigid is much louder. Cool.
I know a lot of their stuff, man. It's made a different way. It's not the parts aren't just made and mass produced, and it's just a different outlook on life, where those tools are made, where they come from, what you're getting. It's gonna last longer.
The Makita is going to last longer.
Yeah,
because it doesn't have the power and the performance.
I mean,
that's what you said earlier. I'm just repeating what
you
said.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Okay. So something that doesn't have the power or the performance is a professional grade tool because it'll last longer because it doesn't have the power and performance. Whereas a professional grade tool, first of all, I don't know a pro that goes, I want to have this fucker for 15 years. I don't know one.
Right.
They all say, I want the best one that's available today that'll make me more efficient at my job. And by your own admission, that ain't Makita.
No, my definition of Makita was, or a professional tool was.
There you go, Stud City. Snap-on was 6%. It's just built to last. Well, so is Metabo. German Metabo built to last. I mean, most.
I don't know how I feel about German Metabo yet. We're getting to that. It's probably really good. I don't know enough about it to speak about it.
It's pretty.
Yeah. Good. Can you fling it in the back of your truck? Is it gonna stay in line? Most of almost everything Makita has, everything is metal or magnesium. Or oh my god, why did I say that? The hard nylon, magnesium, metal. There's not very many cheap plastics. Everything's just built really, really well. All their tools are built really well.
Great. Do you know why Lamborghini was invented? You hating Makita because it's easy to hate. You have zero issue making videos about Makita or its deals. Come on, Robert. Yeah, I make videos of Makita getting its ass kicked every single time. There has not been a single video that I have done using Makita tools where that shit has won. That's just a fact, Ed. And I hate to break it to you. It's just a fact. And this is like, and you want to talk about Makita deals? There's literally videos of me not even saying Makita, passing by Makita, because one, Makita tools aren't that great. They've got a great reputation for a tool that underperforms. That's just true. Everybody talks about Makita. Nobody buys them. Your friend Coyle, he can tell you. Lindsay Coyle, another great channel here on YouTube. He can tell you. How often has he said, Makita, the best tool line nobody needs or nobody buys? Yeah, they're low on the specific because Makita loses. That's why they're low on the range. If Makita had won by some God-given miracle, then they'd be higher. You'd hold them in higher regard.
I don't know.
And I'm not saying they're not good tools, but I can say that there are probably 6 different brands that are readily available here in the United States, if not more, that give you a power and performance that you cannot get from Makita.
Yeah. I see what Stud City's saying, and I know you're saying enough for Makita, but points that stuff adds up. It adds up pretty quick. With a point 10, so well, point
tenth
10
of a second.
It's
Actually,
not a tenth of a second. It's longer
yeah.
than that. It's.
I did one.
It might be a whole second, depending on what you're doing. It might be a whole 5 seconds, depending on what you're doing.
I did one with just between the Makita and the Rigid where there was a second and a half.
Yeah. Say 0.5. It's not gonna be 0.10. They are considerably slower. Every 2 screws, you got to screw in, essentially. Like I know because when I redid my deck, my wife had the Makita and I had the other one, and sure she wasn't as good with power tools, but I mean the thing was just faster. And then she was like, well, switch with me because your tool's faster than we did, but then it was too fast for her to handle. So
Burgundy.
Everyone says, so what if blah 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 is faster. It does make a difference. The tests do matter about speed. Thank God we have them.
Yeah. I mean, if that's your logic, if 1/10 of a second or half a second or whatever, it doesn't make that much difference, then you would go with the least or the least expensive tool, which would be Hyper Tough from Walmart or Ryobi Hart, something of that nature, Bauer from Harbor Freight, because they're all right there as far as
you probably should have put maybe trade specific, because Makita is still good for pros, just not I mean, to play devil's advocate and not side on your favor, but I don't use Makita when I go to the job site. You know what I mean? Like it's not my pick, but that doesn't mean that it's not professional.
Milwaukee, the only one I stock. Whew. So look at this. Mid-Atlantic Tools, Makita and DeWalt sell about the same on my truck. Milwaukee is the only one he stocks. There you go.
Yeah.
What is the Makita's 40 volt rep saw is really good though. Yeah. Again, we can look at the exception or we can look at the rule. If you're looking at specific tools and saying those are pro grade, well, every tool brand, at least every major tool brand, has that one that they can kind of rely on. They can hang their hat on and say, hey, it's the best. And that would be more the exception than the rule. The rule is promo for shit. They really have deals, and I've never seen a single promote. Sorry, somebody left a comment and somebody removed it, or YouTube removed it, but I could see it on the back end, so I just highlighted it. It should be up there for everybody else to see.
Let me see.
Some of the LXT impacts are 15 years old. Makita batteries charge wicked fast. So do Skill batteries. So did a lithium pouch cell battery, which Makita hasn't even announced that they're working on. Just falling further behind on battery tech as they fall further and further behind on on that professional scale.
Have we looked at the patents for Makita?
Yes, we did. And guess what
They're
they
listed.
didn't have? Guess what they didn't have?
Yeah, pouches.
Yeah. Well, we found them on Ryobi. We found them on Milwaukee. DeWalt and Flex had already announced theirs, so we do know. I think Hilti is probably the biggest brand out there. Hilti and Bosch, along with Makita, are the three biggest, at least in my mind, that stick out as not having lithium pouch cell batteries in the pipeline. And Hilti's kind of secretive, more secretive than some of the others about what they're working on. Although the newer online, I don't know. Does your charger play a song when it's done? Mine goes beep beep. It lets me know that, like, I think all of them except for the Makita.
Oh, he's talking about Makita, where you take the battery on and off, and it will play a tune or whatever. It's
yeah.
cool.
18 volts batteries charge fast and last forever. Yeah, but you could say that about most 18 volt batteries now. That's not really separating Makita from a homeowner grade line. If you're going, the Makita batteries charge fast. The Makita tools, they're not as strong, they're not as fast, they don't perform as well as the other stuff, but hey, it's got Makita on it. You know, the Makita line, honestly, is just, it's a nostalgia line. We're looking at something and we want to hold on and say, hey, it's still the same. It's still great. But how great is it if it has been passed time and time and time again by its competitors? At what point do you say that what you're holding on to isn't professional grade? Lithium pouch is crap. That's why Makita won't entertain that weight technology. Yeah, that's cute, big dog. Lithium pouch cell batteries far outperform 18650 and 21700 cell batteries. That's why you can have a smaller battery deliver more power.
Yeah, they are
superior.
They probably output the same as a 21700, a quarter of the size.
As fast, not pretty, not as great, but it's reliable, works every day, and great resale value. No issues. Hey, Model T, the Model T Ford can say the same thing. It's not fast. It's not pretty. Well, it's kind of pretty. It's definitely prettier than a Honda. Not as great, but reliable. Even Ford had to admit that it was time to give up the Model T. And I guarantee you that when people heard Ford say, hey, we're going to stop making the Model T, we're going to go with other stuff, there were people going, oh no, the sky is falling. But it happens. You have to evolve. Things have to move on. And the fact that Makita is still holding on to old technology, their only innovations are, we're going to double down on the exact same crap that we've had for the last 8 to 10 years. We're not really going to innovate. We're just going to come out with new model numbers for the same tool. Tells you all you need to know about Makita. In my mind, Makita is nowhere near the professional level tool it was even 5 years ago, 8 years ago. It just has not kept up. It will continue to not keep up. They will continue to fall further behind. Now, Robert, you have lamented time and again that I am a big one for noticing trends and being able to predict what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So if I'm telling you that Makita is not a professional grade tool anymore, take it to the bank. It ain't for pros.